What's the matter, Hangman? Can't sleep?
Cowboy shit!
I need my older brother!
Who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
Baby, back real.
You are now listening to Dark Side of the Elite with Randy Charpentier, Eric Reed, and Matt Roberts.
This week on BTE, it is episode 247, Lawnmower. And the first scene of this episode, we got Chris Daniels and the Young Bucks in the new EVP office. And Chris Daniels is telling the boys a joke. He says, "Beat her. I hardly know her." And they all lose their shit laughing. And Matt Jackson starts slapping his knee. And they all stop to look at him like, oh no. Just then the camera pans to show Matt Hardy wagging his finger and points to a sign on the wall that says no leg slapping while laughing. Matt Hardy asks him if he's seen the new rule that he's enforcing in the room that the EVPs are renting from Matt. I forgot they got a room off Matt Hardy there.
Yeah. So
Matt Hardy's got his hands in everyone's pocket. But he tells Chris Daniels, as head of talent relations, that he needs to do his job. Chris Daniels tells Matt Jackson that, sorry guys, that's a $500 fine, and Matt Jackson just pulls $500 out of his wrestling gear. His Young Bucks always got tons of cash on him, I guess, just in case they got to pay Tony Khan or whoever. They're just seeing to throw money around. But Nick Jackson, he's not too jazzed about it, saying that it's a bit of a weird rule to put on the boys. And Matt Hardy explains that young kids are obsessed with slapping their leg. So this is an easy way to make some money. And after Matt Hardy walks out, Matt Jackson says, this place is getting too corporate. So this is obviously a play on, did you see that there was apparently a leaked photo of like a rule at WWE where like before they go out to the ring, there's a sign that says no leg slapping. I guess Vince or someone's put the edict down that they don't want anyone in WWE doing leg slaps anymore. So that's what this is all coming from.
Okay, I wasn't 100% sure, but now that makes perfect sense because they love ribbing on WWE and their rules,
yes.
Right? So that makes perfect sense.
Yes, this is totally a dig at the WWE, like similar to how the third-party stuff and like, oh, WWE can't let their guys do Twitch, so we'll let our guys do Twitch and then do bits about it on with BT or whatever. Yeah. So it's the same thing. I haven't watched WWE in the last little bit, so I haven't had a chance to see if like that's been implemented or noticeable yet, because every wrestler does leg slapping these days, right?
Yeah, you would think, right? That's huge.
The funniest was after I heard about this, someone showed a clip of like Ciampa, I guess in NXT, he was kicking someone's t-shirt that was draped over the ropes, and he leg slapped while kicking a t-shirt. It's like it's supposed to replicate the sound of like a wrestling boot hitting skin or whatever, right? But he kicks a t-shirt and does the leg slap. And so I could guess maybe Vince or something saw that. It's just like, enough of this shit. Yeah. No more leg slapping. I don't want any of my guys doing it anymore. So, I hear Young Bucks and Hardy, they spoofed this a little bit in the opening scene today.
Yeah. Also, Matt Hardy's got to make that money back, right? He's getting, he's lost all his first quarter earnings,
I want to know how Matt Hardy has the authority to put any rules in. If anyone should be raking in the cash on this, it should be TK Tony Khan. But I guess Matt Hardy can just do whatever he wants in this kayfabe land of BTE.
Hey, you got to read the fine print. You know what I mean? you got to read the fine print. But moving on, we come to what I thought was the coolest segment so far. Was we're cut to some clips from the previous BTE episodes with chronicling the Hangman lawnmower obsession, right? Now this has been going on for a while about how he needs a new lawnmower. And you have the Chili's Dark Order commercial where they're all freaking out in the dressing room. Come on, that could have been our lawnmower. You know what I mean? with all the elite and stuff like that. And I forgot though that it does show like a zoomed in shot of his entrance card. And
Hangman's card?
Yeah, Hangman's entrance card. I think it was back when him and Kenny were the champs, right?
Yes. They always have a little story or a little tidbit of information above his name there.
Yeah, so going back to like I think it was the Dynamite the week before Revolution. It said something above his name. It said, settled on the 65 Snapper Pro. And I didn't get that at the time. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? But as we see, we cut to a clip of them on his brand new Snapper Pro lawnmower with all the Dark Order boys hanging out. You know, I love Silver too. His face when it zooms in on him, he's just like, you know what I mean? Just absolute, just loving it. It's great. But like, you know, nice little cool clip. And then it zooms in with the Western music right on Hangman's face, almost menacing look. Actually kind of, I like the way that whole shot was done. It just kind of brought everything full circle. But after that, we go to the Dark Order lair and you have Stu right away getting in Hangman's face, you know, telling him, you know, why did you shove me? Why did you shove me last week? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And if you do it again, I'll break your fucking neck. Like, you know what I mean? Getting right in his face. And, you know, he explains that, you know, only Anna shoves me. And Hangman says, look, you know, I apologize. The only reason I shoved you was to keep Anna off my back. You know what I mean? You know, I'm scared of her too. She terrifies the shit out of me. So a little funny, you know, how everybody's kind of afraid of Anna, even Hangman, who's supposed to be like, you know, they're outside the cool guy, right? So they hug it out. But, you know, there's some pressing matters he wants to talk about, and that's the fact that there's a bunch of charges on his credit card, and they're a little bit suspicious. So, you know, he's not accusing anybody, but he wants to know about the purple leisure suit that someone ordered. And Colt says, is it for Larry? Because he said, yeah, it's for Larry. He goes, yeah, there's no Larry here, so that must be wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
At first, I assumed it was going to be for Uno.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Until we find out what Uno actually did order.
Yeah, so then there's the next one. It's a full-body gimp suit, which Uno says was just to cover his arms because they're always exposed. But to be fair, he did think it was a pimp suit. He's like, oh, you didn't say pimp suit. Oh, gimp suit. Okay, yeah, no, I'll take that back. And
remember we played with that band that was all totally decked out in full-on gimp suits?
Abominatrix, yeah. So
Abominatrix, yeah.
I just saw them on the cover of like CIUT's like Instagram as well. I guess they they played a show for them.
Yeah, Eric and I play in the same band, and we played a show at a bar in Toronto, Bovine Sex Club. And it's not actually a sex bar, it's just the name of it. But funny enough, one of the bands that played, they were in full-on gimp suits. It was pretty much like a metal band of evil Unos up there on stage. And as soon as they said that was the first thing I thought of. But yeah, sorry.
No, it was a hell of a look, let me tell you. Plus, they were really good.
They were really good, actually, yeah.
Moving on, though, somebody ordered 5 planes, 5 trains, and 5 automobiles. And 5 immediately says, no, I think it was 10. But Adam goes, well, I don't think it was 10 because there's one charge on here that just says a bunch of drugs. And Ted says, yeah, that was for sure me. But not the other stuff, though. That wasn't me. And you have somebody ordered a dozen purple roses that says, to Anna, from Stu. And Stu looks visibly nervous. You know, he's not me. And Uno pipes up and goes, oh, no, that's my pet name. She always calls me Stu. You know what? Everybody knows that.
Yeah, Uno covering for his tag team partner there, so he's not embarrassed.
Yeah,
but they've been teasing that Anna-Stu relationship for a little bit. Not just the abuse, but like Anna gave him a Valentine's card. Yeah. And wasn't it Ty Conti asking Anna if she had a crush on Stu?
Yeah.
So it's too bad Anna's out now for a while, but I think that little tease there is going to be probably lingering when she comes back.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens with it. It'd be good to see that storyline follow through. You know what I mean? It's been going on for so long that.
Like, I thought I had read online, too, that in real life, I think 10 and Anna J are, like, together.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah, I'd read something on Twitter about who is with who or whatever, and I thought I'd read that, like, Preston Vance and Anna J are dating or something. So, like, I thought maybe it was actually Stu and Anna, but that maybe it's just storyline. I could be totally wrong in all this. This is Entertainment Tonight romance gossip in the celebrity wrestling world. But
the BTE Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
BT Entertainment Tonight.
Right.
That's yeah. I'm not 100% sure on all of that, but there is another charge though. and it's 6,900 pounds of raw assorted meat and a Japanese Rosetta Stone. But Silver says that's for the boys.
I thought it was for Kenny Omega.
I know.
69 me, Don.
69 me. Oh. What a great segment.
I can't believe he said that on TNT.
I can't believe they didn't cut it on like the replay buffer. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, you imagine being like a TNT executive and like AEW's champ is out there. He's like, 69 me, Don. 69 me.
Oh, it's too brutal. Oh, man. But, they have one final charge on there, and it's boner pills for all the boys.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew, as Gallows would say. Yeah. Don't forget to chew it up. It goes faster into your bloodstream.
Thanks, Matt Hardy.
Exactly. But everybody says, they all raise their hand. They say, I definitely ordered them. So obviously there's tens of thousands of dollars racked up on his card now between the boner pills and everything else. He's a little bit pissed because, you guys can't just take my card and not ask me. But, we'll let it go. We'll let everything go. It's all on me. Boners on the boys.
Boners on the boys. Wieners out.
So they all walk out shouting, boners, boners, boners. But right before they're all about to leave, Hangman stops Colt and he says, you want me to pick up the cost for the boys? And he goes, yeah, if you could, that would be great. And so Colt asks him his Venmo email, and he goes, it's John Deere Hot Hog at gmail.com.
John Deere Hot Hog.
I thought that was so good because it was just so right to cap it off. He's just one last joke is John Deere Hot Hog at gmail.com. But definitely one of the funnier segments of the night for sure. So
didn't they order a ton of stuff on his credit card last week too? So they just did it again. Mm-hmm. So what did they not give Hangman back his card, or did Hangman just?
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering because it's the same bit recycled.
It's the exact same thing. Unless I'm missing something here, but Hangman let them fucking order everything on his card 2 days in a row. So he must have one of those platinum cards with hundreds of $1,000 limits on it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of strange. I think also he said last week that he gave away most of the money. So why?
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, he said he bought himself the lawnmower and donated the rest to charity like a good babyface would.
Yeah. But as you'll see later on in the episode, he says that he also still has money. So I guess that was bullshit. I have no idea.
Yeah, we're trying to put way too much logic onto this.
Yeah, I know. I always forget it's still a wrestling show. Right?
Yeah. But I also want to ask, Rosetta Stone, is that to teach you the language? Is that what it is?
Sort of. It's like a translation thing, which you would never get strictly just a Japanese Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone is to translate any language.
Oh, okay.
So that's how people going back translated old Latin into English and stuff like that. It's like a universal language tool sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess John Silver wants it to kind of maybe talk to Maki Ito.
Correct.
So John Silver's got a little thing there maybe for Maki.
Hey.
Or he just wants to chat.
Well, you never know. You never know with him.
Yeah, you never know with him.
All that raw meat, you never know.
All that raw meat and the Rosetta Stone, yeah. Okay. Next scene. Now we're back with Matt Hardy and his grapes. Also Private Party's there. And Private Party is recounting their last match with Matt while Matt's scarfing down those grapes. I guess the grapes are a metaphor for his drug use of the past, right? That's what this is. As we established last week, I guess, with Matt Hardy eating the grapes at the hotel room there. But Private Party, they're here to celebrate with their new product. This ain't water. Matt Hardy says to make sure to buy it and that he gets a good cut of it. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
They are taken a little taken back by that, but Matt says there's third-party platforms, so he gets a cut of everything they make, all their profits. But never mind that. Let's party with our new guests. It's the Butcher, the Blade, and Bunny. Now, when Butcher and Blade and Bunny signed up with Matt Hardy on Dynamite there, I'm like, this is such a weird, awkward fit. And I guess they ran with it a little bit here because they're just sitting there looking like stone faced. Braxton Sutter's got his gimp mask on. So they're looking just like a total psychopath sitting there, not really saying nothing. And it's such a weird mix. And Private Party's obviously like creeped out by like these guys sitting there. It's like, but also like, I wish they kind of had have explained a little bit of why all of a sudden they've left Eddie Kingston. Like, is it because Eddie Kingston like went to help Moxley that they're like, oh well, fuck Eddie then if he's gonna help Moxley, but at least kind of give some sort of explanation as to why.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
I didn't quite get that either. I 100% agree with that. I don't know if it's just because right now he's teamed up with Moxley Kingston and like it's just like a lull in the I don't know, the family, I guess, but like weren't they technically part of his family? Like that's not really, that's a pretty big commitment.
They could have at least done a thing where like Butcher and Blade like attack Kingston and say, well, if you're gonna be buddying up with that Moxley guy, we're done with you or something, right? There's just literally no explanation for a breakup between them, and then like they're just with Matt Hardy now.
Yeah.
And like Butcher and Blade is like, I guess the excuse is always, okay, they want to make more money and Matt Hardy's going to pay them to be like big heels and beat down on people. But I don't know. It was kind of just so quick to just all of them change like that with no explanation.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah. But anyway, so we got Butcher, Blade, and Bunny sitting there at the bar, and Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, and Mark Quinn, they hand them a glass of their new liquor, and they say, come on, guys, let's chug, chug, chug. And all three of them are kind of just staring at it, not saying or doing anything. And then they go into the sidebar with Matt. Private Party goes to a sidebar with Matt and asks, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? Like, they're cramping her style. They're not even celebrating. Matt Hardy says they are celebrating. They're so happy right now. They just celebrate differently. And they need to accept people as they are. It's 2021, after all. If you want to sit there and wear a gimp mask and wear a butcher's outfit, by all means, go right ahead. Isaiah Cassidy says, the dude has a mask on. I'm not into that kinky shit. And Matt Hardy says, he wears a mask. You wear a do-rag. It's all the same. And Isaiah Cassidy had this super obnoxious, like, gold do-rag on.
I know.
Even I was watching BTE with my girlfriend, and she's just like, he looks like a fucking idiot.
It's not a good look for them with, like, the gold chains and the gold and black jackets and shit.
But I was like, babe, that's exactly what they're going for. They want you to hate them. I'm like, so it's worked. It's worked right there. Just you making that comment, it's worked. But Matt Hardy goes over to Butcher and Blade and asks them to celebrate with them by having a grape. Matt Hardy asked the Bunny to unzip Blade's mask, and he slides a grape right into Blade's mouth through the mask. I feel like the Blade was probably like corpsing under that mask hard. It's like taking that grape in. But Matt gives them a rousing speech about how they're going to destroy the Dark Order on Wednesday. And to illustrate that, he puts down a handful of grapes that are supposed to symbolize the Dark Order and smashes them with his fist. So he just pounds the crap out of these grapes on the table. And Matt Hardy cuts a promo into the camera saying that he and his men are going to crush the Dark Order. And I think it was Butcher's reaching over and just like eating the crushed up grapes. And like, nom, 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 nom.
Well, also, there's like one little part where like they give them the "this ain't water." They give them all a glass, and you see Butcher like they cut away from him for a second. You just see him; he just picks it up and just starts drinking it, like completely breaking character. They're supposed to be like weird and like I'm not gonna drink it, and like
Just... So the "this ain't water" thing, I kind of didn't really totally grasp what like this is what their drink. That's some alcohol. Isn't it some like blue drink or something? What
it's like their liquor or whatever. So like they're I guess they're trying to be like moguls, where like you know how like Diddy had like the champagne and stuff like that, or
right.
Yeah.
And it's called "This Ain't Water."
I guess that's the name that they came up with.
That's so shit.
I know.
It's so shit. But okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Now we have, I guess, a super stable here of Private Party with Butcher and Blade, and we've got Matt Hardy, and I guess it's going to be like a 5-on-5 match against Dark Order.
Yeah, that's what That's supposed to be on, I guess, tomorrow now. I didn't realize what day it was. But tomorrow's
Yeah.
supposed to be the St. Patrick's Day Slam, which they've already taped. But it's going to be, 5-on-5, Hangman, and I think Uno Grayson, Silver Reynolds versus Private Party, Butcher Blade, and Matt Hardy, which should be a good match, honestly.
Totally. And I guess, they could. I think Matt Hardy, I guess, has TH2 in his back pocket too. It's like, holy crap, that could be a full on, like that could be like a 7-on-7.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because 5 and 10 still are involved in it too, so they're always there, right? They're always kind of just hanging out in the back as well, right? So
Yeah, and you got Colt Cabana, or did you say Colt?
no, not Colt. Maybe it is Colt. I don't know. I didn't really look into it too much.
Also, too, speaking of St. Patrick's Day, you noticed the Dark Order had green Dark Order shirts rocking?
I did. I want a set of that so bad. Those look so dope.
Yeah, Hangman's got the purple shirts on now, so he's like unofficially an official Dark Order guy. Not technically, but he's rocking the purple and black.
Yeah.
And Dark Order had their St. Patty's Day green shirts on, looking really fresh in those.
It was pretty good. I'm always a sucker for like themed gear.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I'm like, awesome. You know what I mean? And I'm assuming too they would have filmed it right after they were finished filming the St. Patrick's Day Slam stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I think they're off for 2 weeks now or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
But moving on, we have a zoomed in shot of Maki Ito counting down. 2, 1. And when we pan out, we see the boys in the Dark Order dancing while she sings her entrance song. And you know what? I thought about what you said about how it sounds like a bag of dead cats getting drowned. And when you hear it without the music, it's rough. It's way worse.
It's so bad.
But I love it because they're all trying to do like their crappy dances, like even Silver's doing the little dance.
Yeah.
But Stu is just not impressed. He's like that guy at a show when like they're into the band but they don't want to dance. They're just like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
posted up at the back. With
yeah.
3-6 Mafia. But Stu's pissed because it's not Anna, and Mackey's taking Anna's spot, and he's not happy about that, right?
Fair point. I didn't really think about that.
That's why he's a little jealous of Maki Ito coming in and Anna Jay's nowhere around. And even just a quick little aside, they had a picture on Twitter of all the Dark Order in the Dark Order lair and Maki Ito sitting up in Anna Jay's perch at the top of the couch.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and Anna Jay responded, said something along like the disrespect is real or whatever. So she wasn't. I'm assuming this is all in kayfabe, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Anna Jay watching from afar, Maki Ito sitting in her spot in the Dark Order lair. So no one, I could see Stu being a little pissed that Maki's getting Anna's little spot there, but yeah, it's just something to notice on Twitter there.
Fair enough. Either way, she looks around. She says, you guys are shitty dancers. Fuck you, I'm out. She gets on the double bird and leaves. So Silver tries it out, with the whoa, Maki, whoa, Maki. He goes for it. I don't think it has the same ring, though, honestly.
No.
It just doesn't fit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know what? She is so cute, or kawaii, as you would say in Japanese. Because Colt Cabana says it about 15 times, and that's probably the most annoying part of that entire bit.
Yeah, he's really trying to make sure we all know how he knows how to say it in Japanese or something.
Yeah. That's how it ends, and it's just not. I don't know. It had like the makings to be such a great bit, and then you just have Colt going kawaii.
Yeah.
Like it's not very good.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm already over Maki Ito. Like, it's already getting kind of go away heat with me. Like I don't know. I'm already done with it. Like, especially like, did you see the segment on Dynamite where she's singing at the ramp and like the girls are all brawling around the ring,
and the mic hit?
Yeah, and she gives the shittiest looking, like 3-year-old play mic hit on, who was, Hikaru Shida, my apologies.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that whole segment, like, she still kept singing after her music stopped, and it was so ridiculous. I was just like, this is so stupid. Like, it kind of actually, like, turned me off of it, like, completely, and then, yeah, I'm done with it. to be honest. But it actually coincides with, I think I saw on Twitter today that Maki Ito's going back to Japan, and she's already kind of done her little mini tour with AEW here for now.
And that was what I was going to bring up, because I just read that online this morning that she's going back to Japan. So I guess it's good in one way, or it's good. You know what I mean? So.
It was a little funny, this stuff with the Dark Order, but like I was already like, she was so bad in the ring, not a good worker, like. And I don't know, like I was already done with it, where it's like it's cute and funny like for a minute, and then eventually it's like, okay, I know wrestling is part entertainment too, but I was personally already done with it. It was like enough already.
Well, she's what you call it? She's the god of piss, right? Or shit, or whatever it is.
Yeah. If she keeps feuding with Jim Cornette on Twitter or something, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, did you see Jim Cornette and Miro going at it on Twitter?
I did see that.
Holy crap, Miro!
Crazy.
Yeah, Miro threatened to go to Jim Cornette's basement and beat the hell out of him or something. And Jim Cornette said, "You're not the first motherfucker to try that, and like I dare you to." And I'm kind of
To be fair, I can't see him being intimidated by like a guy like Miro necessarily. I mean, like Miro's big. Like I'd be afraid if Miro was threatening me. But
yeah, Jim Cornette's insane.
But he's also been around the block a few times.
Oh yeah.
So.
He said Penelope Ford was Kip's slutty girlfriend. So he's saying some not nice things at all. That's not really appropriate to be talking about people.
Yeah.
So Miro and Kip are sticking up for Penelope, as they should, but the exchange back and forth was quite intense. I will say there on Twitter. But moving on from here, our next scene, we got Ortiz in a golf cart on the phone with Richie, whoever that is.
Yeah, he just says like, "Yeah, Richie, I'm gonna go." Like, you know, I'm like, "All right, Richie."
But Ortiz says he doesn't feel right because of what they said before they left, whoever they are. I don't know. But Ortiz hasn't been able to sleep, so he's going to try to get some sleep now. And he puts his feet up. He leans back in the golf cart, pulls the hat over the eyes. And he dozes off in the golf cart, and we're launched into his dream sequence, complete with an inner monologue. And Ortiz is walking down a hall, wondering whether he's dreaming or not, because Harriet Tubman isn't there like she normally is, in most of his dreams anyway. And so, yeah, it looks like it's the backstage of like the arena or something, but it's all like dark, and like there's kind of some effects where it's blurry and you can't really tell what's going on. So they made it look like a dream sequence. And so Ortiz, he's continues walking around trying to open doors and calling out for Harriet, when we see a shadow of a man with a claw hand, a la Freddy Krueger. We then have the Freddy Krueger shot of the hand blades dragging across the lockers. And it cuts to a really cool rendition of the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you song or whatever, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Except it's completely Dark Order themed. So we have 1, 2, which is Uno and Grayson. Dark Order's coming for you. 3, 4, Silver and Reynolds. Enter the forbidden door. 5, 6, win with a crucifix. We don't have a 6. It says 5. Shut up, 5.
Shut the fuck up.
I know. I was watching this with my girlfriend, and she says, "How do they have 1 through 10, but there's no 6?" And I'm like, I don't know.
There's really like a lot of numbers missing, so hopefully they get somebody in there for now.
Yeah, but anyway. 7, 8, you're gonna meet your fate, and a graphic comes up saying "to be named" with "Join the Dark Order" website underneath. So I guess they're open for submissions again.
Hey,
if there was to be someone off the AEW roster to join Dark Order now, who do you think would be a good fit?
I don't know, because they're kind of like, I don't want to say campy, but they are kind of like baby face-ish, you know what I mean? Like they're not really dark as much anymore. So like, who do you have? Do you go like the other way and get like Cutler and those guys? Like, you know what I mean?
It would have to be someone that could mesh with the way they entertain,
Yeah.
with their comedic styles, right? Someone that they can play off of, like how every member of the Dark Order, they all have a unique personality trait and they all play off of it.
Yeah. Maybe
So
like
that is a good question.
maybe like if like the whole thing with Miro doesn't work out, I could see Kip Sabian being in that as like because he's like a goofball, but like he could be.
Oh, he could. I'm groaning at it now, but you could always be proven wrong because
Yeah.
like there's a lot of these guys probably have like some comedic timing or a personality that we're just not exposed to yet.
Yeah. Like Kip Sabian's not bad in like Sammy's vlog. He's a little bit better. He doesn't have the same. I don't know. I like him better in like that stuff. Like they did like a 450 splash competition with him and Matt Seidel. It was pretty good. Like you know what I mean. So like it's just the BTE stuff. I think it's just way too focused on his Twitch and his gaming personality that it's just like who gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm not too sure who I'd pick. I'll have to give that a little bit of thought. Maybe we'll come back to that at the end.
yeah.
But so we got 99-10, which is Anna J. And I love how Anna J's 99, a tribute from Brody Lee to Wayne Gretzky for Anna J.
Great one, baby.
The great one. Yes, both of them. Wayne and John Huber.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Walter Gretzky, too.
That's right.
Yeah. And so 10, obviously, Preston Vance. You'll never compete again. It now goes back to Ortiz running away from Freddy Krueger in some sort of storage area. And we get a close-up shot of Freddy, and it's fucking Alex Abrahantes. He's actually a pretty good choice for Freddy.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's skinny. He's got the whole look going on.
Yeah. Ortiz is hiding behind a box thinking he's outsmarted Freddy, but Alex sneaks up behind him and chases him off. Then we Dark Order wipe instead of Star Wipe.
You know, like remember on The Simpsons where they're doing the movie with Mel Gibson? Homer's doing he's like, then we star wipe to this, star wipe, and it's just like that. It's just like the star comes in, it transitions. Into
Oh yeah.
So they made one. It's the Dark Order logo. If you look at it every time it wipes, it's so funny.
Right. So we Dark Order wipe to Dasha on the phone and eating lunch, talking about nonsense when Anna J comes up and puts her to sleep with a sleeper hold. Then they Dark Order wipe again to Sammy outside of Daly's place, wondering where he is because last he remembers he was in Houston. So this must be a nightmare. There's going to be a golf cart any second now, isn't there? Yeah, poor Sammy just haunted by golf carts in his dreams.
I know.
Sammy then looks behind him, and it's Alex and Five in a car driving towards him. And Five says, "This is for paying me shitty for being on your vlog, Sammy." Also, do you mind putting your seatbelt on, man?
Come on, dude. Just buckle up. Safety first.
Right? Before we run over Sammy, put your damn seatbelt on. So we got another Dark Order wipe, and it's 10 this time, Preston Vance, and he tells Santana that if he's not into the white stuff like he is, then he's got some seasoning you can't resist. We then cut to Santana asleep. He hands him. We cut to Santana asleep on a chair when he wakes up, and he sees a container of adobo seasoning. Adobo seasoning.
Sorry.
So I was like, "What the hell is that?" It looks like I was like, "Is that like Caesar Rimmer?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like an all-purpose seasoning salt. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, so Santana wasn't down with the white stuff. He's got some seasoning that he wakes up with, which he opens and sniffs and says, "Oh, shit." We get one more Dark Order wipe, and we're back with Ortiz still running from Alex Abrahantes Kruger. Ortiz is saying, "Don't fall, don't trip, whatever you do," as he's running away, but he does just that and messes up his ankle, because in every horror movie or horror dream, you always trip and fall and hurt your ankle.
Yeah.
So Alex catches up to Ortiz and stabs him with the claw hand. Right before he does, though, Ortiz screams out for Harriet to save him.
Help me, Harriet.
However, it cuts back to reality, and he was asleep in the golf cart the whole time. But Ortiz has got the adobo, and you see the claw beside him on the golf cart, and he takes off running and screaming. And it's a Nightmare on Elite Street graphic. They do like the Nightmare on Elm Street graphic, but it's Nightmare on Elite Street.
I kind of like it, honestly. Like, these bits are getting better and better and more elaborate. Like, you know what I mean?
Really elaborate. This looked like it probably took them a long time to do with all the cuts and everything.
Oh, yeah, especially since, like, you could tell they had to shoot it all at different times with people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Santana bit's, like, in the airport they're shooting it, you know what I mean? Instead of...
Yeah.
Like, so, it's well thought out. It seems pretty well storyboarded and looks pretty good. I don't know. I'm for it. I love it.
Yeah, this is definitely better than stuff they were doing a few months back. Like this, it was actually pretty entertaining. They did a really good job with this.
I feel like it's like the Sammy's vlog hour though. Like it's just like this is how they do the crossover for the two of them. It's like we have our instead of speaking Spanglish, it's like now that's this bit sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, we got a rare appearance by Sammy on BTE. Do we have any update on the BTE title? I haven't actually been able to go and watch anything over on Sammy's vlog yet.
I'm sure Randy knows, and that's the unfortunate part. He's our local Sammy's vlog expert.
Oh, I can hear Randy screaming in my ears right now. Should be back on BTE.
But I don't even know because he hasn't. Well, I guess because he was on Dynamite last week, right? With the whole Inner Circle MJF feud.
Yes, which was so rushed and made no sense at all.
What
was MJF gonna do if the Inner Circle guys did attack Jericho and teamed up with him? Would his new squad just be like 12 dudes? Like, or would he tell the other guys like, sorry guys, I don't actually need you because my plan with the Inner Circle did work?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's for a Dynamite review, but it made no bloody sense.
I know it's. I mean, I guess it's
so convoluted.
It's still kind of wrestling logic, but it isn't. You know what I mean?
Like if Santana, Ortiz, and Hager had just been like, yeah, you know what, we are gonna beat up Jericho and join you, MJF, and then the rest of his plan would have been.
Hold on, I have some calls to make. Hold on.
Yeah, and like they're doing it too, and like Wardlow's not there, which just should have been a dead giveaway right away.
Yeah.
It's like, where's Wardlow? But anyway, yeah.
I will say I am for the new 4 horsemen or no 7 horsemen or whatever it is.
Yeah. Except for Sean Spears, he has no business being there.
Yeah, I think it's just more the Tully Blanchard angle on it, right? I think is the whole thing.
Yeah, I know, but now it's like 6 guys, which is it's a lot.
Yeah,
but
I hear.
Anyway,
another stable for AEW again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, on to everyone's favorite bit of the week. We have Ryzen, Vicky, and Nyla, and they're stealing bits of wardrobe and all sorts of shit from all around Daly's place. You got Ryzen going backstage and stealing what looks like a Thriller jacket. Like, it looks like it has the fucking zippers on it, the red leather jacket.
Yeah.
And then you have Vicky and Nyla stealing the ears and jacket from Bunny's gear. You know, those weird bunny ears she wears. And, you know, Ryzen stealing the MJF Heel of the Year award, so on, so forth. Whole bunch of goes on way too long. They always do these little bits, and they just try to make the joke land, and it just goes on for too long, I find, with these bits, like with the Vicky and Ryzen stuff, right?
Yeah, all of these, I couldn't care less, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
They're pretty... I don't like understand what they're doing. Is this all just for them to sell and make more money with?
Essentially, that's what I was gathering, because then you got the slow motion shot of them walking down, and Ryzen has the huge stack of cash, right?
Right. Yeah, with the song da 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 da. What movie is that song from or something? Is that like the Charlie's Angels song or something? Or
yeah,
like,
I want to say like that, or like Mission Impossible maybe, or something like that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's all like it reminds me of like the cool guys don't look at explosions thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking MacGruber.
Yeah, MacGruber.
Oh, they're gonna be dancing around with celery stalks hanging out their butts in a minute.
But either way, I guess this whole fundraising thing is working out for them because they got fat stacks of cash. And as they're doing their slow motion shot, Fuego walks right in the middle of it. And when he does, Nyla gives him we should steal his mask, and they just fucking assault the crap out of him. Take his mask and leave him beaten and bloodied on the floor and walk away with his mask spinning, and the slow motion cues in and the action music cues in again. That's pretty much it.
I think they made a big mistake here. Don't fuck with Fuego. Fuego and Sammy and the boys over on that vlog are going to fuck these guys up.
I hope so, honestly.
Take it out on Ryzen. Something about that guy, like, he annoys me. As a character, this is not personal, but in kayfabe. But like, I do want to see him get his ass whipped for some reason. So I guess they're doing a good job in that respect.
Yeah. Well,
but Fuego cracks me up, and for them to steal his mask and everything, maybe that should lead to something else.
You would think so. I don't really know exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't know exactly how they think they're gonna get away with this stuff, and like how it's supposed to be. Like, I get they're trying to be entertaining, but it's just not hitting. I don't really quite understand it. Maybe because I'm not invested in Vicky and Nyla and Ryzen as like a collective itself. I don't know, but.
And like the still dressing up like nuns and everything still, like, I don't understand how any of this is connected together or what it's supposed to be. Maybe like we're just missing it or I'm just missing it here, but this is definitely like, if I wasn't reviewing it, I would like skip it.
I know. And I like scrolled through the comments yesterday, like after I watched it, and I'm like, there's got to be someone just being like, oh, this is working because they keep featuring it every week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm scrolling through nothing about those bits whatsoever. It's always about like, Dark Order or Matt Hardy or the Bucks. Like those are your main core of the show, right? So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, we'll see, I guess, where it goes from here.
Yeah.
Moving on, we are back with Private Party, who are having a powwow before their match on Dark Elevation. Did you watch Dark Elevation yesterday?
I did not. I heard it was really good, though. I was reading up online.
Yeah, maybe after we're done recording here, I might throw it on here while I make some breakfast. So I'll give it a shot. I heard Big Show did a good job on commentary, so I'll take it out, see what it looks like and how it went a little bit. But it seems like a lot of like undercard matches in like 2 hours. Like, I don't really understand. Like, sounds just like Dark Part 2.
I think they're probably trying to rebrand Dark. That's why, right? So I have a feeling this will be your takeover show for Dark or whatever.
Maybe, I guess. It seems like they're making a lot of wrestling content now every week, like a lot.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes the all elite part out of the equation.
I know.
It's supposed to be only the elite in the world, but they have actually like a ton of people who are like completely inexperienced and like unknown now.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, regrouping here. We're back with Private Party, who are having a powwow before their match on Dark Elevation. They don't seem to be stoked for their match, so why don't they elevate their mood with their new product? This ain't water.
I mean, this is water, but yeah, you get the point.
Gets you drunk. They start cutting a promo for their new drink saying, you can drink it, you can sniff it. Damn! As they take a sniff. It reminds them of that time they were in Jersey or that time they were with Snoop Dogg. But you can also hear the drink, and it is their theme song. Shots, shots, shots.
Shots where we go and shots.
Yeah. So I guess you can hear this drink as well. Then that's when Hangman walks up on them, singing the theme song with them. And they turn around all startled. Whoa! Hangman tells them to be easy. One wrong move and you'll be blackout before I am. Yeah, Hangman could drink these guys under the table.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Hangman just wants to talk to them. One drinking man to two more. Hangman's been thinking about the contracts they signed, that Private Party signed with Matt Hardy, and that Hangman managed to turn down. But unfortunately, Private Party, they're fucked. Hangman says you have to give Matt Hardy 30% of everything, even your third-party money.
What?
But you guys are an independent contractor, but you're also exclusive? How the fuck does that make any sense? Which I think is another little dig to WWE.
Yeah.
And now, Matt Hardy, you guys have got Butcher and the Blade too. So Hangman tells them that there are four of them and one of him. and that if they ever grow a set of balls and do something about it, there's strength in numbers. And speaking of money, Hangman's come into some himself, so he wants to repay Private Party the $12 he owes them, and that Hangman's going to pay his proverbial tab, so to speak. And then he leaves stealing Private Party's bottle of This Ain't Water.
This ain't water.
Mark asks Isaiah how they would split this with Matt for his 30%, but Isaiah says, no, we keep that for ourselves. Mark Quinn's a little paranoid about that, though, because he knows that Matt'll see it. It's Matt Hardy. He smells money. Plus, he watches this damn vlog. He watches YouTube, too.
Yeah.
Then Private Party look back from arguing and realize that Hangman has stolen their liquor, and they chase after him.
What?
And that's the end of this week's episode of BTE. So Hangman outsmarts the heels once again, as a good babyface does. Yeah. All in all, I enjoyed this week's episode. What did you think there, Eric?
I thought it was pretty funny. I think the flow is getting better week to week. Like, it seems like I don't know. Like, the flow on this episode was great. You had some really good bits. The Dark Order bits, especially the ones with Alex Abrahantes, were really good. And of course, I love Hangman, so the fact that he's getting like a push right now is good. That, like, when he comes in, it still cracks me up. Like, even when you said like Hangman comes in, I can still picture it in my head. Just the shots. Where we going? And he's got the drink in his hand. It's so good. Like, you know. But I don't know. Like, it just seems to be making a little bit more sense recently. It seems to be shorter episodes too, so I think that's kind of where you can hook people in, right? Like, doing 26-minute episodes, 30-minute episodes, a lot, right? There's a lot of bits to shove in. I think like the 18 to 20 minutes sort of thing they've been doing is perfect. You get your storylines out of the way. It's perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I like what they've been doing here with the Dark Order stuff, and Matt Hardy and Private Party. Those two things have been dominating the show recently. Like, the Frankie Kazarian storyline's been over for a bit. We haven't seen him. We don't even see much of the Young Bucks or Kenny right now. I don't think we didn't get the Good Brothers on this week's episode. No Brandon Cutler on this week's episode. So it was a little bit of a different cast. The Freddy Krueger stuff took up a lot of the episode, but I thought they did a really good job with that. So I didn't mind that at all. And it was cool to see the Dark Order in that, kind of portraying the Dark Order, not just the goofballs, right? So it was kind of cool to see that other side of them, even if it was just in that little bit. And this might be the end of Maki Ito as well. I guess this is probably her final appearance. I don't know.
Well, yeah, unless they film some. Well, no, because they're all off this week. So I was gonna say unless they film her next week, but I don't know.
Maybe they have a goodbye sketch or something with her next week.
Possibly.
But yeah. But all in all, not bad. It was crazy last couple of weeks for AEW with the Revolution fallout and Dynamite after. Like, there's a lot of holes to be poked in so much of the storyline, but they did a good job of filling it in with like Kingston and Moxley's promo specifically on Dynamite. They're kind of saying how Impact and Kenny built the shitty ring, and but they did a good job of worming their way out of it, despite a couple like loopholes here or there in the story. But not to get completely into it, but I just thought it was a interesting week following AEW with the fallout from Revolution and Dynamite and this couple episodes of BTE since then. So,
well, they kind of need that after Revolution, and how I wouldn't say it was a flop because Revolution itself was great, but I think everybody has been focused on that entire
how they moved on with this story. Like, what were they gonna do to like squirm their way out of this or progress the storyline or whatever?
Correct.
And I thought Moxley and Kingston did a great job. Kenny and Don Callis were like total fucking like goofballs about it all, but I guess that's to their character now.
Correct.
69 me, Don.
69 me, Don.
Yeah.
That was like a South Park bit, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, Randy, make love to me, Randy.
Yeah, I know. Very, very much so. But yeah. All in all, good stuff going on right now. It's crazy. Like, the discourse online of the haters and the defenders and everything, it gets exhausting. But that's the life of following wrestling in 2021 right now.
I do gotta ask. So, a lot of these St. Patrick's Day Slam matches have been, kind of ruined online with spoilers and stuff like that. But
I haven't read any. I haven't read any.
There is one that they're really pushing, and I do kind of want to get your opinion on it. It's the unsanctioned Lights Out match with Dr. Britt Baker with Rebel, not Reba, and Thunder Rosa.
Is it Reba or Rebel? Like what?
I don't know because her jacket says Reba, but
I think that it was Rebel, but she changed it.
I don't know. Reba always reminds me of Reba McEntire anyway, so I can't take it seriously.
Oh, man.
But Dave Meltzer, who, I'm not really big on Dave Meltzer's opinion, but he said that he had heard the Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa match was going to be a can't miss and that it received like huge high praise. So I don't know. Meltzer, to me, sometimes he can be like, oh, it's great, but it's okay, but then it's not okay, and then it's like this. Like he always seems to flip flop a little bit.
He stutters and stammers on, and anyway. Yeah.
So I don't know how to think about it. I don't know. What are you thinking about? Like, are you excited for this match or?
Sure. I think would this be the first main event the women have had on Dynamite?
Correct.
Which was, I read somewhere, which was kind of ironic because since it's a lights out match, it's not official in the record books. So even they have finally got a main event match, but it doesn't actually count.
Oh, that's brutal.
Well, I mean, we all know it kind of does. Like, it's just the storyline way to get around it. But no, I'm excited for it. I think it's good. The women deserve a shot. Like the division it's well documented that it hasn't been great in AEW, and they're trying to get a fire lit under it recently with some of the people they brought in. I'm definitely going to watch it and see how it goes. I hope they do kill it because that would be great to see for them. My one critique would be like the overuse of kind of lights out matches and stuff like that. I mean, even it's a couple times a year, but I don't know. I feel like AEW they have to have some stip on like every single thing they do. It seems like, like they can't even get through like a interview with like Tony Schiavone for like without someone interrupting. Every single match has a post-match beatdown or a post-match angle. Like so, every single week it's got to be some other big stip, ladder, lights out, barbed wire death. Like they go to that wrestling well of like the history of stipulations every single week. So I think it's a little much like that, where like none of this stuff is starting to feel special. But in terms of the girls getting the main event, I'm excited for it. It's Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, you said?
Yeah, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, those are two of the top women AEW's got right now, so that's a great choice to put in that position, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to St. Patrick's Day Slam, only because I want to see what happens in that Cody and Penta match.
Yeah.
Like, after that promo that they cut on TV last week on Dynamite, where he told them, you won't be able to hold your baby, and it was like a big eruption. That was like one of the most exciting Cody bits I've ever seen. I'm not really a big Cody guy, but
Oh, Penta gives him the arm breaker deal.
Yeah. I mean, they have used that before in AAA and stuff like that, like with Penta breaking people's arm and stuff.
Yeah, like it used to be like a huge spot. It was like an injury angle spot, but Penta's done it in AEW a bunch, and it's just like a regular move in a match. I wish they had protected that move a little bit more.
Yeah. That's okay. He's a very versatile guy. He'll still find a way to do it. But it's funny that you do mention the women's division because they had a new signing, I think, yesterday or the day before, and that was legit Layla Hirsch. So it looks like they're trying to push for a better women's division. Like Layla Hirsch is a no-brainer to sign, like in my opinion. But
yeah, she brings a little bit of a different style from some of the other girls. She's like a powerful like woman. Like you could tell that she brings a little bit of a different style in that ring. And from the couple of matches I've seen from her, like she was really impressive. I think she's a good mix in the division that brings a little bit of a different element than some of the other women.
Absolutely. But, well, I guess we'll have to see what comes Wednesday for Dynamite. You know what I mean? I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, no, it's always exciting. Dynamite's been fun to watch right from day one every week, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of things to talk about coming out of it.
Absolutely. So, Matt, do you have anybody or anything you want to thank?
Just want to thank you, Eric, for joining me today. Thank Randy for being Rand, and we miss you, bud. Hopefully we'll talk to you again here soon. And I want to thank all the listeners and everyone who's liked and subscribed to our channel and our Facebook page and our Twitter. I'm in the final four of the SNME trivia tournament. I've knocked off like a couple like real powerhouse wrestling trivia guys. So I'm excited about that. So if you're subscribed to SNME's Patreon or on their free feed, I think on Sunday nights you can get it too. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, other than that, it's always fun doing the show. Follow me at mroberts85 on Twitter, and we'll talk to you guys all next week.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that. Congratulations, by the way. I know I've said it in person, but it's good to, I know how much you like trivia, and you were killing it. Like that performance was fantastic. 6 for 6, perfect score, baby.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And some of those questions, I was like, I don't know, and you're just like, no hesitation. Boom, there it is.
Honestly, I was really lucky. I got celebrities in wrestling. That was like our trivia thing, and for whatever reason everything was kind of right in my wheelhouse because it was a lot of stuff from when I was watching WWE. Like the last one was like special ring announcer from WrestleMania 10. It was like Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
I remember you're like, how do you know that? I'm like, I watched WrestleMania 10 on VHS growing up like 200 times.
Yeah.
Like not even a joke. Exactly. So I was just lucky that I got a bunch of questions in my wheelhouse, so I'm hoping for the same thing next week.
You can definitely check that out at patreon.com/SNME radio. And yeah, check it out. But if you can, give us a follow on Twitter at Dark Side of the E, Instagram at Dark Side of the Elite. Check out our YouTube channels where we post video versions of the podcast. Dark Side of the Elite is one channel, and We the Dark Order North. We also have videos over there. And check out Randy at We the Dark Order 1. I know he's not here, but I'll give him a plug anyways.
Randy.
Follow me on Twitter, Randy. And
Integrity firm.
Yeah, and you can give me a follow on Instagram at eric.reed90. But until next week, I guess you can come in, join us.
Throw the paws up. Peace.